to be working on some tank maintenance. Just got a couple of things I've got to do first real quick. Oh, that cousin echo. Got that fixed. So working on a couple of things and then I can get started. So how's everybody doing this afternoon? I noticed a thumbnail that I had uploaded to my YouTube channel for tonight's live, it changed. For some reason, it just has my photo. It does not have the actual thumbnail I made, which is really annoying. I don't understand why it did that. So I'm going in, I'm adding the thumbnail. I need to check on Father Fish's channel to make sure that he still got the thumbnail too, because it makes no sense why it would remove my thumbnail. That is so wild. Well, I've got the thumbnail up on my stream for tonight's live. Let me run over and check Father Fish's stream and make sure that's up. Let's see here. What we got here? Hey, it left it up on his stream. That's pretty cool. For some reason, it turned off monetization, though. Let me fix that for him. I'm going and I'll fix the tags for him real quick, too. But that's strange. I swear, YouTube has been acting weird lately. Just bizarre. Fix this real quick. So removed my thumbnail and removed his monetization. Well, good thing is I got it turned back on. I just got to set it to the lowest setting, which won't take long. Then I can get to work on the pinks. Got the monetization, so it's got the least amount of ads possible. That way it won't interrupt anybody. So let me add his tags back in there. That is so strange how it removed that. I can't get over that. Todd, hi, how's it going? Todd, you asked, how can I get monetized? Well, you need to have at least, for the first rung of getting monetized, you need at least 500 subscribers and 300 watch hours, 3,000 watch hours within a year for normal videos. I think it's 3 million, I believe, for shorts. I can't remember on the shorts. And then for the next level, you need 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 followers. I'm still working on it. I'm not monetized yet. I'm getting close. I've got like 2,700 and something watch hours. But I've got to have 3,000 for the first run. Then I have to make it to 1,000 subscribers and have 4,000 watch hours within a year. So I got a little bit of work to do there. It's not going to be a problem though. It's just a grind to get there. Well, I've got Father Fish's live stream fixed. Now let me go in and finish fixing mine, because odds are they removed the tags from mine too. At least they didn't remove his thumbnail. For some reason my thumbnail got removed for tonight's live. Todd says, but I'm going to try out saltwater maybe. Oh, that'll be fun. Personally, I haven't tried saltwater yet due to the cost. I mean, it can be expensive. But, hey, if you want to try it, go for it. If you want to dip your toes into brackish water first, if you haven't already, I'd highly recommend that, because that's what I'm experimenting now with. I've got some Oompa Oola shrimp that are brackish water, and I love them. I mean, they're so low maintenance. They're the lowest maintenance aquatic pet you can actually have. And you feed them once a month, and once they start growing algae in the tank, you really don't have to worry about it. Oh yeah, that's awesome that you've done brackish water. And yeah, brackish water is super easy. Alright, got those tags fixed. double check everything to make sure we are good to go for tonight. I always like to double check everything. That way you know for sure that everything is good to go. You don't have any worries later about it. It just makes things easier. Let's see here. Yep, that looks good to go for tonight. Awesome. You guys can probably hear me typing. For some reason, I don't have the tags and everything for this live stream that you're currently watching. It feels like I'm typing a whole essay. The funny thing is, the only thing I wrote was for this live stream that I'm currently doing. It says, please join my live stream with Father Fish tonight at 6 p.m. and then got the link. Alright, I got that done. Now I can get to work on my tank. Well, the first thing that I'm going to be doing with this tank is topping it off. Because as you can tell, it is a open top tank. So before each live stream, I try to top off the tank. That way it looks better. It's at the right level it's supposed to be, and it just makes it easier. What is your hardest tank to keep? My hardest tank to keep is probably, I'm going to have to say, let's see if I can get this moved. This 40-gallon breeder for only one reason. These guys. My diamond tetras have gotten very aggressive. I removed the two alphas that was a breeding pair. And by very aggressive, I mean they attacked my Cory cats. I only have one Cory cat left. I'm currently looking for a place to get more because Cory cats, they really like to be in a school. And this tank, it's getting a little bit out of control with some of the algae and the water lettuce, which really isn't a problem. Algae is not a bad thing. It actually saves your tank in the long run. But these guys have been giving me a little bit of trouble. These two are starting to turn into alphas, but aren't quite there on aggression yet. And it got so bad that at one point, my little green neons and my Cory cats was trying to hide. I mean, I didn't see anything but diamond tetras in this tank. And it's really unusual for diamond tetras to do that. Let's see what we got in the chat. Aren't they like dress tetras or something like that? I haven't kept dress tetras, but I know diamond tetras are actually a very peaceful fish until they get into their spawning season. And then for a lot of people, they're still peaceful fish. But that wasn't the experience I had, sadly. And I'm working on going to remove the rest of the diamond tetras from that tank because I know eventually they will... Judging by the way the parents did, they'll probably go psycho. But it's one of those things. I mean, it's animals. That's aquatic animals. Each one has their own personality. And, well, they got a little bit too aggressive. But the good thing is I was able to catch the two main culprits, which brought peace back to the tank. And eventually what I'm thinking about doing is just stocking the 40-gallon with some really fancy guppies or something like that. Something that's very docile, very calm. Maybe some mollies, because my husband's black mollies are constantly reproducing. So that would be something really perfect. Todd says, dude, my Corys aren't so far mating. I do everything there at the age, and I just don't know anymore. Well, with Cory cats, I haven't had much luck breeding them, but a friend of mine did. And what she told me and what Father Fish told me is you have to wake up early in the morning. You'll see eggs at the top of the tank on the glass. You need to collect those eggs with a razor blade and put them in a separate tank, because as soon as the light hits them, those Cory cats are going to go, ooh, there's food. They don't know the difference between food and their eggs, and they will gobble them up in a heartbeat. which is really sad. So far, it's like originally I had 8 Cory cats before the diamond tetras went psycho on me. And I never saw any eggs. I'm thinking what you really need to do when they say get up early is before dawn early. So if you get up probably around 4 o'clock in the morning if you're in the south, because it's still nice and dark here at 4, then yeah, you'll probably be able to see some. Alright, I'm going to go get some water jugs and I'm going to start filling up the tank. See, I don't know, but they don't even want to mate, and there are males and females. Well, with that, I would just wait and check it really early in the morning. Check it around 4 o'clock and see if you see any eggs. They may be kind of hard to spot because they are small, but you should be getting eggs since you've got males and females. And I don't know for sure, but it may be a certain season. I don't know if they breed all the time. I know with diamond tetras, from what I've been told, they have a mating season, usually in the spring. And that's when they kind of have a tendency to get aggressive. But other fish, like mollies and guppies, every season is their mating season. I've got so many of those guys now that eventually I'm going to have to start getting rid of some. I'll be right back. I'm going to go fill up some water jugs and start pouring in the water into the turtle habitat. Okay, I am back with some water. This, pretty much what I do is I just keep the water jugs. I use my well water. I just refill it. I make sure that it's the same temperature or close to it as the tank. Good thing is I've done this enough that I can pretty much tell by touch that it's the right temperature. So, once I got my water jug, all I gotta do is find this nice little spot right here. This piece of driftwood, I can pour the water onto it and it doesn't mess with my substrate or sand. It doesn't stir anything up and it just makes everything a lot nicer and neater. I might need 2 gallons. I'm going to test it and see. Just fill this up. And then once I get done pouring this, guys, I'll check the chat and see what's been going on there. Got that in. I always recommend keep these around. Don't throw them away. They are perfect for your fish room because you can fill up multiples of these and then not have to worry about running back and forth. Today I didn't do that. Bending to build my watch hours, so it's like, okay, I'll do a live stream. Didn't think about filling all these things up first. I've got about 5 or 10 of those that I keep on hand just in case. Let's see what we've got in the chat. Hey, we got Christian B. Hi. Awesome. Todd says, I have like 110 baby guppies. Wow, congratulations. That is awesome. Christian B says, I just realized this stream was happening. Hope I didn't miss too much of the good stuff. You haven't. I just started actually doing tank maintenance for the last, for about the first 10 minutes, I was fixing some things in YouTube. YouTube glitched, and I'm like, oh no, I've got to fix the thumbnail. I've got to fix the tags. Yeah. Let's see. Todd says, right now I'm looking at a 55-gallon tank. Bro, they are so expensive. Oh, they are. What you want to do is wait for PetSmart or Petco to do their 50% off sale. That's how I ended up with a 75-gallon tank because I was not going to pay full price. Whenever they do their 50% off sale, it's practically wholesale of what regular fish shops would pay for them. So it's best to wait till then before buying any tanks because then you can get a good deal. Also, check Facebook Marketplace. I've gotten a lot of good tanks there. And for cheap. Hey, there's Father Fish. Lover these little streams. Thanks, Father Fish. Todd says, but my guppy died not so long ago. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear about that. Do you know what happened with it? Have you asked about it in the Discord show? Because the Father Fish Discord show, if you got a picture, they can definitely help you figure out what happened there. Let me get my notes up. For some reason, my notes went away. So, got it here somewhere earlier whenever I was working on the merch shop. I had to close out my notes. Ah, here we go. I'm going to put a link to the Discord show in there. And don't be afraid to ask questions. They can really help out a lot. She like had a parasite that ate her inside out. Wow, that is horrible. Yeah, I would definitely ask somebody in the Discord show about that. Personally, I have not had that happen yet, but that is horrible. Well, looking at my paludarium, I need to add 1 more gallon of water to it, and then I can start working on the other tanks. So, I'm off to get another gallon of water. I'll be back soon, guys. Until I get back, just enjoy the natural sounds of the fish room. Back with another gallon of water. And yes, I've got it room temperature for this. Well, it's not room temperature. I've got it just the right temperature here and here. I can tell by touch that it's perfect for the turtles. And when you're pouring water, especially in a paludarium, it's really nice to have a good piece of driftwood that you can just gently pour the water on, and that way it doesn't get everything all stirred up. And I think the turtles appreciate that a little bit better too. Hey, Squirtle. He's so cute. I have to admit, I have enjoyed keeping Easter musk turtles. They are way more bitey than what I was expecting. It's like having little piranhas, especially since in Florida we're not allowed piranhas. So this is about the closest thing I'm going to get probably. Get that good and full. Yeah, that'll be nice for the live stream. And you know, looking at the plants, I think I'm going to leave these tall for the stream. Usually what I like to do is once a week go in and I like to trim like right here. You can see there's a little node right there and right there. Those will branch off into 2 new branches. So if I was to snip it right there, I would actually have 2 stems coming up. That's one of the things I love about mint, and it has taken off in my paludarium. It's got to be one of my favorite plants, not just for the smell or the taste of it, but just the way it grows. It's so fast growing. I think I trimmed this, I trimmed this last week and it's already tall. I'll show you guys the other side too a little bit. You can see how tall that's growing. It's definitely turning into a nice little swamp. Well, I've got that done. I am going to remove, since I can't hardly reach down in here, I've got to use a skewer stick. There we go. I'm going to remove this and I'm going to throw it in my scud bucket. This is my scud bucket. They love to eat hair algae and they love to play and actually breed in the mat algae. So that always goes in here. So I haven't checked the comments in a minute. I'm going to put it back on the turtles, check the comments, and then we'll start working on filling up the other tanks. Oh, Cheers Aquatics, I'm back. Welcome back. Hey, Mike, 1993. Is it distilled water turtles like? No, actually, I just like to keep the distilled water jugs. I don't like the taste of our well water. So we always just get bottled water. I always keep the bottles because they come in handy in the fish room. Since I can't really run anything from my faucet in my bathroom to my fish room because of how far away they are, I just like to go ahead and fill up some water jugs and fill up the tanks. And with well water, what I really love is you don't have to add anything. I mean, you can add a vitamin C tablet to city water and it'll help neutralize everything bad in it. But with well water, all you got to do is make sure it's the right temperature where it doesn't shock anything, and you're good to go. Let's see. Todd says, I will be back. Jaden says, hi there. There is the mossy turtle. I love him. Oh, and I've got a video that I forgot to upload for you guys because I've been working on several projects, so I haven't had time to pull my little turtles out and scrub them down with a toothbrush. But come to find out, nature kind of takes care of that on its own. One night I came back here to turn off my paludarium lights, and I noticed the male turtle to the side of the glass, the one that's super mossy. The female turtle actually come up behind him and was eating the moss off of his back to help him. And then I noticed he was doing the same thing for her. So they actually kind of take care of that themselves, I guess. It's pretty interesting. I'm still going to take them out, scrub them down, but I was surprised that the turtles was actually eating the moss off of each other. I had no idea they would do that. He's got an entire ecosystem on his shell. That he does. I really love the tank. It's beautiful, says Jaden. Thank you. I've worked really hard on this paludarium. It was originally going to be a 75-gallon fish aquarium, but had some problems with the stand, had some problems with the floor because that is a lot of weight. I mean a lot, close to 700 pounds of weight. So always make sure that you get a really good quality stand, and make sure your floor can handle the weight before you try doing a palletarium. And here's why. If a fish tank, especially a large 75-gallon fish tank, starts to twist, because if it's not level, it can actually do a twisting motion, which will make the front bow. That's one of the reasons I keep this tank so low, is it's already had a problem with the glass bowing, and thankfully Father Fish, he noticed that, because I just thought it was normal. I had never had a tank this large. I've always been into nano tanks. And when he told me, it's like, hey, you need to lower the level, it's bowing. And then he explained how dangerous it is, because it can be dangerous. The tank can actually explode due to the force that's being put on it. And by explode, I mean, he told me a story about how when his large tank exploded from it bowing, a piece of glass actually stabbed into his recliner. That right there had me scared, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not getting, with this tank, the most I will fill it is to that little line right there that you can see of the Tupperware that I've made a makeshift grow station out of. That's as high as I'm going to fill the water in this, because I don't want to have any danger of it exploding. I swear, at first I thought he was joking when he said a fish tank could explode, because I didn't know anything about that. And Jaden, I've actually got a short video that I need to upload on YouTube where you can actually see that behavior in the turtles. It's really unique, because I wasn't expecting for them to show that type of behavior, because they're reptiles. But they surprised me. Well, would you guys like to keep watching the turtles, or would you like to watch my rice fish tank that I'm about to fill up? Your call. Well, since nobody's, let's see, what have we got here? Jaden says, I would love to see the rice fish. Awesome. Well, let me change this around, and while I'm filling another gallon of water, you guys can watch the rice fish. And you can tell I need to fill it to this line here. I keep it a little bit low, just because I'm worried about these guys jumping out. I mean, they haven't jumped too bad, but I've heard they can be jumpers. And I'd probably need to get a lid on it, but I'll be honest, I love watching the plants grow up out of the back. I love that. Now, I'm going to turn these lights off for my turtle tank where you guys can actually see the rice fish, because I noticed there's a lot of glare. And what I've got this tank stocked with is, well, of course, rice fish, ram's horn snails, and somewhere in there, hopefully you'll actually see my newest shrimp. I've got some yellow shrimp from LRB Aquatics. I haven't seen them since I put them in there, but this is a really heavily planted tank. I need to get my husband to go in and do what he calls mowing the tank, because he loves aquascaping. It's actually become one of his passions, and he does it so well that I'm like, hey, you are welcome to aquascape any of my tanks, because he's just a natural at it. And this one definitely needs a little bit of mowing, because I've got a lot of guppy grass in there. Check that out. I mean, most of that is guppy grass. You can't even see my stem plant pack in the back that I've got planted. That is too funny. Well, I'm going to go fill up another water jug, and I will be back shortly. Let's see if I can get a better image on this for you guys. Let's see if I can get you a little bit closer. That looks a lot better. And I'll turn off the grow lights for all my experiments too. That'll help. There we go. That helped a little bit. Still a lot of glare. Hopefully that's not too bad. But I love these rice fish, and I'm really hoping that they start to reproduce soon. Let's see what we got in the comments. Todd says, I'm back. I had to run my dad of water on the lawnmower. Hey, that is so sweet of you. Hey, that's awesome. Well, I've got it on the rice fish tank now, because that's the one I'm about to fill up. So I'll be back in just a minute. Gonna make a quick water run. got in the comments real quick. Jaden says, the rice fish looks so healthy and happy. They don't seem to show any signs of stress. Oh no, they are loving this tank. They are just so happy in here. And actually, I would have already had Fry by now, but sadly, a dragonfly nymph got into this tank and killed the only male that I had. So I ordered 6 more rice fish from LRB Aquatics in hopes that we're going to get some babies soon. At least that's what I'm hoping. That's one of the reasons I've got it so heavily planted, is I'm hoping it'll be plenty of places for the fry to hide and I won't have to worry about it. You can see last year's fry right here. Right there. And it was actually a surprise fry because there was eggs in the bag from my first fish order, because they actually had eggs, laid the eggs during shipment. And I took the eggs. I figured, they probably wouldn't be viable. Well, 3 of them were. And those 3 have grown into some cute little juvenile rice fish. I mean, they are just adorable. At least now they're big enough where you can see them. When they was first hatched, I didn't know what was in my tank. It did not look like a fish. I'm not used to egg layers. I'm used to live bearers. Victor C. Hey, welcome to the live stream. Todd Bob says, I had to go slick rocks and I'm not slippering and falling, so I used a lawnmower. Hey, there you go. That works. Well, I'm going to pull this back a little bit. Let me move. I got some extra father fish dirt for my new tanks. Let me move my father fish dirt over here and get it where you guys can see it. There we go. That's better. Jaden says, I would love to get into egg layers. I've only had live bearers. Egg layers are really fun. If you want the easiest egg layers, go with rice fish. Everything else, like since you're transitioning from live bearers to egg bearers, which is what I'm currently doing, whenever I researched it, it seems like a little bit of work, With rice fish, it's almost as easy as guppies. It's easier if you want to breed a high volume of them to do it in a less planted tank where you can actually have egg mops for them to lay their sticky eggs on. And then each morning, just collect the mops, throw them into another tank, let them hatch, and you're good to go. It's not as difficult as the egg scatterers, because the egg scatterers, you really want something like marbles or pebbles or something in the bottom of the tank where they can lay the eggs, the fish won't get to them, and then remove the parents and then let the eggs hatch. Todd says, I want to try saltwater, but I mean, you have been to... I want to try saltwater, but I mean, have you been to Chattanooga, Tennessee? Not in a long time. I haven't been to Tennessee. Man, it's been over a decade. It's been a while. And I know where to pour in this tank not to mix anything up. I've got actually a Stargate SG1 decoration that my friend Caitlin gave me in here. So all I have to do is pour it right on top of that, and it doesn't mix anything up too much. And this water, since this tank does not have a heater, they're rice fish, they don't require it, they don't need it, so I didn't add one. I just make sure that by touch it's the same temperature. And I've done this enough that I can just tell from the sink that this is going to be the right temperature for this tank. Because I keep my fish room pretty climate controlled. Probably going to need 1 more gallon. Yeah, I'm going to need 1 more gallon. Let's see what we got in the chat. Todd says they have an aquarium there. Really? Oh, I have got to check that out. Yes, that does sound super fun. And actually, I don't know this show, American Pickers. That kind of sounds cool. Jaden says, I would love to try saltwater, but everything saltwater is 10 times more expensive than freshwater, right? The new Fuval Flux tank that my aunt got me, it can actually be a saltwater tank. I looked into the price of it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm sticking with bettas, rice fish, and guppies. But she got it for me anyway to be a freshwater tank. It can really be either. Joy says, I've got a Stargate too with bubbles coming out. Yeah, that's what I've got. It was supposed to have bubbles coming out, but I accidentally broke the part that produces the bubbles. It was this little teeny tiny little nozzle. I mean, like that big. And I was trying to put a new air hose on it because the old air hose had kind of got crystallized. Yeah, I snapped it. Me and my clumsy self's all I can say. Let me see if I can get you guys a better angle of the tank, because I need to go get 1 more gallon of water. It'll take me a minute to fill it up. Double check the temperature. Yeah, I'll be right back. Well, back with another gallon of water. Time to pour it in. I'm probably going to leave 2-inch clearance probably, just to make sure, because I really want to breed these guys. I do want it to be over the tops of the stem plants though. Oh yeah, it's a good inch over the top of most of them. Except for the ones that are actually flowing out, which I love. Do this. No, that's 3 inches. I can pour the rest of this in there. That's close enough. 2 inches. A good way to judge on inches, I just realized you guys can't see what I'm doing. Let me pull this up. Is right there is about 2 inches. Because if you take a tape measure and measure here to here, it'll be 2 inches. Each one of those lines is an inch, at least for most people. So it's a good way to just measure it out to know how close you are to the top, because I just want to make sure that these guys are not going to jump out. Oh, I've got to show you guys something pretty. Check that out. They are so pretty from the top. From the top of the tank, looking down on them, that's a totally different experience. Oh, and just for everybody knows, this is actually Riccia. It's not any type of algae. It's actually a really neat plant. I love how the plants, some of the stem plants are actually escaping the tank. I love that. Love it. Christian B says, I am topping off the tanks at the moment too. Cool. Yeah, that's what I'm working on doing. This one, I'm going to leave it at that level just because, I'll be honest, I'm paranoid of these guys jumping out. because eventually I want to have these guys breeding in my 300-gallon pond that I haven't quite set up yet. Oh, there's a scud. Yeah, this tank's got a really good food web built in it. Before I added fish, I started building the food web in this one, and it has just kept going and going and going. Well, I guess the next tank that I really need to work on, which these won't take long, I'm only going to put probably a gallon in these, is my green water fry tank. And that's just some peppers that my brother's friend gave me. He's from Mexico, and I can't pronounce the type of peppers those are, but they're native to Mexico, and they make the best hot sauce you have ever tried. One of those peppers is hot enough to actually flavor a giant pot of chili. Be warned if you try to actually make hot sauce out of it, because I did. You only add like 1 or 2 drops onto your sandwich. Do not do it like you would Louisiana hot sauce. Just say no. That right there is actually some of my plant propagations. I'm propagating some silver satin pothos for my aunt, and this is just my big giant sweet potato plant. Now every now and then in this tank, as I go get some more water, you'll actually see some baby black mollies. Now what I love about green water is it feeds them, and I mean really feeds them. The ones that I've got in here and the ones in my husband's tank was born at the same time. These guys are already bigger than some of my guppy endlers, and they're still juveniles. I mean, they're twice, if not 3 times the size of the ones born in a regular tank. Because the second these guys was born, I dumped out 7 of them, thrown them in the green water, and they have been taking off. It's amazing. Let's see what we got in the chat before I run and grab some more water. Let's see. Todd says, so people will tell you to get a saltwater wave maker. Don't listen to them. It's no different than the one from freshwater. Hey, that's good to know. Christian Beast says, I'm topping off the tanks at the moment too. I just returned from a 4-day excursion to Port St. Joe, Florida. The amount of evaporation was shocking. Oh yeah, it will be shocking. It is definitely shocking whenever you leave for a few days and you come home and to see how far your tanks have evaporated. It can be shocking. Roy says, always get hair algae in my tanks. I only put the lights on 8 hours a day. Yeah, hair algae, one of the ways that I found that really helps with hair algae is to have a scud culture. Because what I like to do is I get my husband picks all the hair algae out of his tanks. I pick the hair algae out of mine. I throw them in my scud culture, and they love eating it. They will actually take plants that you would think are just trash plants because they're covered in hair algae. You can't pick it off. You throw it in the scud bucket. You throw it down there. And yeah, you got your plant back. Give it about a week. And yeah, it's no problem. They are a perfect cleanup crew. I mean, just a perfect cleanup crew. Hey, Bear. Awesome. Glad to see you here. Hi. Let's see. Super 9 Polar Bear. I got my lights on 10 hours with no algae buildup. Really at all. Very little. I control and maintain the plant too. Not overwhelm on food intake. Perfect. And yeah, Bear, scud bucket. I think every fish keeper needs to start a scud bucket because they're really invaluable and they're the perfect food for betta fish. And I'll be honest, any type of fish that'll fit in their mouth, they will love it. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to go fill this up from the sink, and then we're going to fill up these 2 green water tanks. Now these I want to keep in mind for anybody that's new to the stream. These are 2 tanks that I keep deliberately green. They're my fry grow out tanks, and that's the best way that I've found to grow out my fry is these tanks. I just love it because it makes it really low maintenance. You don't have to stress about it. Just makes it easier. I'll be right back. Now before I fill this up, I want to point out something that I thought, keep in mind I set this up as a new fish keeper. I did not realize this is really not enough clearance. You can take these shelves, you can make them any height that you want. I mean, any height. And I thought I had enough clearance. My hand can get in the tank. So I'm like, it's good. All I gotta do is reach down in there. I can plant it, aquascape it, no problem. I didn't think about the fact that it is really hard to pour water in the tank. I mean, I did not think about that. That was not something that was in my mind. When it's full, no problem. No problem at all. I can just do that. It might mix up a little bit of mold. That's not a problem. It'll be settled before tonight. This tank, since it's just a grow out tank, it does have a deep sand substrate. But I didn't worry about doing too much to it because it's just for green water. Now the other tank, that's one that I do have by the father fish method, which is this tank up here. Let me move that philodendron out of the way. Also got some of my experiments up here. This is a philodendron that I actually found at Lowe's. I'm not 100% sure the type. Somebody told me that it may be a pink princess. But after I find out how big this thing gets, I'm going to have to figure out which tank I want it in. Because I really want it to grow in the tank. Because look how beautiful those reddish brown roots are. I really think I'll add a nice splash of color to the tank. Now for this tank up here, this is my guppy grow out tank. And as you can see, some of the guppies are already grown and producing babies of their own. There's no telling how many guppies that are in here. What I gotta do is eventually, I'm gonna dig them all out, put them in my main guppy tank in the living room, and then I will have a lot of guppies. So let me fill up my watering can for this one, because this one's gonna be a little bit harder because I've only got half a gallon. You got a full gallon, no problem with this setup. It's easy. Whenever you get below a gallon, below half a gallon, then you got to use a watering can because I did not make these shelves tall enough. But you live, you learn. And then you have to end up having, sorry about that, a little bit of patience with it. And these tanks, the only thing I do is I like to leave the lights on 24/7 for these. Mainly because I want to keep that bright green water. And if you guys haven't yet, you really should check out what green water looks like under a microscope. My friend Danielle actually did that. And it's really amazing. You can actually see the microflora and microfauna that is part of green water and why it feeds the fry so well. I mean, they double in size so quick in this setup. It's really kind of amazing. If we get lucky, we might see some swim near the sides. They might. But in this tank, I've got the father fish deep substrate with some sage plants in there and a little bit of Brazilian pennywort. Sorry about my dog. And some of the water lettuce. Let me shut that door real quick. It's okay, Bobo. It's okay. Tebow just had to tell you guys hi. We probably had a delivery or something. That's probably what it is. We refill this watering can. And then finish topping it up. I'll check the comments, guys, as soon as I'm done doing this. It shouldn't take long. But this is the only way I can fill it once I get below half a gallon. You got to just take the watering can and do it. So whenever you set up your fish room, make sure to think ahead. Make sure to think, okay, can I fit a gallon of water between this part that I'm tapping with the watering can and the tank? Now these tanks, I don't have a heater on due to how much heat these grow lights put out. These things are really souped up grow lights. I love them. They keep the water nice and green, and they wasn't expensive really. Got them off Amazon. They're actually designed for growing houseplant seedlings. I'm not going to need much. See if I got anything else left in the thing. Nope. I'll be right back. I'm gonna do another water run real quick and get this tank finished topped up. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but that was funny. My dog Loki, he's a German Shepherd. He just scared me. Somebody come up and knocked on our door, and Loki went full on werewolf. Like he did his big boy boof. It was loud. I'll be surprised if you guys didn't hear it. Well, I just got to fill this one up. Almost there. And yes, this watering can is so slow. This will look a lot better for live stream tonight. Almost there. And I think we're there. I'm just going to finish adding the rest of the water because I can see from the top that it's not all the way up to the top. Yeah, that should be good. Now I'll show you guys something cool. This tank has already cleared up. Where I had disturbed the moam layer, it's already cleared up. And if you haven't seen Father Fish's new video by Ryan on moam, it is really interesting. He explains how moam is actually beneficial from the tank. Love it. So, let's see. Now it's time for the 40 gallon. It's time to focus on that one and then get that one filled up. This, I'm going to have to work with the camera for a second, guys. Sorry about that. I moved everything out of the way for my rice dish. And guess what? Moved it right into my way for my 40 gallon. Gotta love when that happens. All right. There we go. I'm going to check the comments real quick before I run grab more water. Let me see if I can get around my chair. Ah, there we go. Now you guys have got a good view. Let's see what we got in the comments. Bear says, I have a few around for my experiments too. Yes, those little clear spoons. One of the best things I have found for doing experiments, especially for microscopes, because I can't always find pipettes or pipettes, it's just a clear spoon. You can just dip it up, dip your culture up, put a couple of drops, and go ahead and look at it through the microscope. It makes it just easier. Also, I like to do it whenever I'm catching scuds, because I like to really kind of look at the scuds, and I like to kind of feed my betta one at a time, because I just love watching him eat. He's so cute. Let's see. Todd says, I got to go. Bye. Well, have a nice evening, Todd. I hope to see you tonight on the live stream. Christian B says, I do think that is a pink princess, but the one I have has pink splatter on the leaves. Oh, that sounds gorgeous, Christian B. Some of the leaves don't have the pink enough. I want to see a picture of the philodendron you got. That sounds so pretty. Yeah, I found this one at Home Depot. Saw that it was already acclimated to grow in water, and I'm like, ooh, those red roots will look so good in a tank. I just got to figure out which tank I want to grow it in, because I've heard it's going to get big, really big. Victor C says, Dina, have you seen the tortoise video for the hatchlings? Oh yes, that was such a good video. They were so cute. I just love all baby animals, so I really enjoyed that video. Well, I'm going to leave you guys right here looking at the green neons, and I'm going to go, oh, never mind. I've still got 1 gallon of water. I didn't realize I brought 2 this time. Ha! I got caught up in the live stream and forgot. Ha! Let me set this back a little bit, and you guys can actually see how fast the water's going. You make it a little higher. There we go. And the more that you play around with your tanks, you'll find just the right spot where you can add the water without it really disturbing stuff too much. But the good thing is I've got 2 huge sponge filters in here. Even if it does mix stuff up, since it's not quite 4 yet, it'll be settled tonight before the stream. Got a lot of work to do on this tank though. I mean a lot. This is kind of my problem child tank. But hey, I'll get there. It's mainly just where I want the plants, the type of plants I want in it, the type of fish I want in it, and just getting everything exactly the way I want it. Sometimes you just have to let go of that and just let nature do its thing and not worry about it. Actually, I may only need 1 more gallon of water in this. Sweet. Let's check the comments real quick, and then I'll run and grab another gallon of water. Oh, let me get this where you guys can actually see the fish. Oh, my guppy and my inler is out. Cool. And all of this detritus and mulm that you see, that's going to be settled out no problem. I don't even worry about it. Christian B says Home Depot is where I got my philodendron as well. Mine was planted in the soil though. You know, the next time I go to Home Depot, I'm going to be on the lookout for the philodendrons with pink splash, because pink is just my color. I love pink, and that would be amazing to have another pink plant. Because so far I've only got 1 pink plant, and actually I'm growing it out down here. Hopefully I won't knock the camera when I grab it. I'm actually propagating it here. I have no idea what it is. These are just mint cuttings because I'm propagating more mint for my other projects. But check out how pink this plant is. I've been trying to get it to grow for about 6 months to a year now, I think. It's actually grown a couple of new leaves, but not many. I was wanting to put it in my turtle paludarium, but with not knowing what it is, that makes it really hard, because when turtles reach a certain age, they like to eat plants. So I'm picking plants that I know is safe for them to eat, or plants like mint that they don't like the taste of. But I have thought about putting that plant right there with a little hanger and then just letting it go. That would be pinktastic. I love that, Bear. I'm going to be using that from now on. I'm just letting you know I'm going to be using that. I love it. Well, I'm going to be right back, you guys. I got 1 more gallon of water to do, and then I think I am done. Alright guys, I'm back with the final jug of water because we have almost got this beat. Almost. Like I said, I'm not worried about stirring up the mold or anything because it's gonna be fine. By this evening, it'll all be cleared out. I know my husband's in the other room probably watching this live stream going, I am so gonna mow your tank and then I'm gonna vacuum it and I'm gonna get your mold out of there. He hates the look of mold. Me, I actually like the way it looks. It reminds me more of a riverbed. So we got that part out. I think really the last thing I need to do is do a little bit of the magnet scrubby to get that off. And well, this is the mess I have made, you guys. I've got to wait for that to clear up before I can tell exactly where I need to use my scrubby magnet on. Oh, you got to check these guys out. They are loving the higher water level. Look at that. They are loving it. And actually, I think I've got 12 of them in there now. That's funny, I've got so many fish that I lose track of what I've got. That's how you know that you are truly a fish head. That's how you know it. And let's see. Nope, my other cultures down there, they don't need water. They'll be good. I was checking on some of my other cultures. I've lost track of how many little jars that I have in this room just for scuds and microcultures. It's mainly scuds, though I do have a planaria culture, but there's not that many planaria in it. My betta fish loves planaria, so I'm just giving him what he wants. There we go. Use the last of the water in the watering can on a little plant propagation that my aunt gave me. And now I can sit down and check the comments. Let me get this a little bit better for you guys. There you go. Bear says, yeah, that's cool. I came up with that when I was spinning some pink fibers in the yarn a couple of years ago, and now I find excuses to still use it. I love that, Bear. That is so cool. Victor C says, nice plant growth, PsychoPlantLady. Mike 1993 says, unfortunately, I have to use root tabs for my tank. It's too late to put dirt. Oh, that's horrible. Have you checked in the Discord show to see if maybe there's a way that you could still add some of the supplement to it? I'm not sure on it because I've always made my tanks just from the ground up, father fish tanks. I've never actually went through and, well, I take that back. There is one that I went through and converted. It was a gravel tank that was a 3.5 gallon. And what I did was let the mold layer build up really heavy and then cap it with 2 inches of sand. But that tank is really more of a quarantine tank is what I'm using it for. It's not really something to show off. It's just one that I didn't want to have to redo it because I had a nice mold layer in it. Bear says, my husband started counting my jars after I said I only have 4 tanks actually going. That's too funny. I love that, Bear. Mad Cat says, cool, when will you start to do the maintenance? Actually, I'm almost finished because right now I've been grabbing the water, getting that done. Love all those green cotton batches. Thank you. Yeah, with these tanks, really the only thing I had to do was just top them off. This one I'm leaving a little bit low. That way, I just know that my fish won't jump out. I don't have to worry about it. I don't really think they would, but that paranoia in the back of my head, because these are some of my favorite, these are my all-time favorite egg layers. I love rice fish, and I don't want to take any risks. But I think I'm pretty much done with tank maintenance until the tank clears a little bit. Because I'm waiting on the mom layer from this tank to settle out. Is Father Fish alive today, and Dina? Yeah, we'll be live today. We'll be starting. I know what you meant. I know what you meant, Mike. Yeah, we'll be live this evening around 6 o'clock. So probably between 5:45 and 6. Hey, Keeping Fish, how's it going? But yeah, just been doing a little bit of tank maintenance. The only really maintenance that I need to do left is once all of this settles down, because I dumped the water in there, it disturbed the mom. You guys know how it goes. Is that little bit of algae right here. Even though I have plenty of snails, still got a little bit of algae. It's just, this is kind of my problem child tank, because the alphas of these guys, diamond tetras, which I finally removed, got the alphas out, they were terrorizing my tank and killing things. And I wasn't able to find the bodies. So I'm pretty sure my army of snails took care of it, which caused, of course, a nitrogen spike, which made the algae. But it'll be all right. All I've got to do is just pretty much work on it. It's not going to be bad. Definitely am going to remove these guys, though. Because right now they're sweet. They're sweet little diamond tetras. That one's getting big enough that it's about to turn into an alpha in a few months, probably. And yeah, I'm not dealing with them being alphas again. That pretty much traumatized these little guys, my green neons. My Harlequin tetras, I lost 2 of those as well, by the way, thanks to the diamond tetras. Because they would not quit fighting. And then catching these guys. A tetra is way harder to catch than a guppy, is all I can say. Way harder to catch. I'm going to get back on this pretty tank and check the comments, because I love the color of those rice fish. Hope you guys do too. Mike says, do you need a heater for diamond tetras? Actually, the person who gave me my diamond tetras told me yes. She always kept them at 80 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's what I keep them at. And that's one of the reasons why it's like I need to get them out of this tank. Is, I don't know. They kind of just drive me nuts. Because they're constantly picking on the other fish. They've calmed down some now that I removed the alphas, but every now and then I will still see them chase and break up the schooling fish. And I don't know, they drive me nuts. Thanks, Mike. You said they look pretty. Thank you. Keeping Fish says, gotta go for me. How's it going? All right for me. How's it going for you? Actually, it's going pretty good. I had a good day today at work. Got several products uploaded to the merch shop. Got a feminine gator swamp pride shirt made. So I've been having a lot of fun. Victor C says, how many rice fish planned? Oh, I want to have about 100 rice fish in a 300-gallon vat outside. I'm starting the process inside with about 12 of them. We'll see how it goes, because I want a pond full of these guys. They have become one of my favorite fish, and they're hardy enough that in North Florida, I can leave them outside year-round. I just got to make the cover and everything where no pesky birds are going to swoop down and get them. Which I've already working on fabricating something. It's just a matter of getting it to work out. That's the reason I haven't showed off the 300-gallon yet, is because I'm still working on the cover, because I want it to be heron-proof. Christian B says, my tiger lotus grew 3 huge leaves to the surface while I was away. I hate that I got to cut them. They're beautiful and huge. Oh, I feel you on that. That's horrible. It'd be nice if you could leave them, but yeah, it'll probably shade out your tank. Mike said, I wanted to breed betas. I don't have any idea, any clue how. Actually, breeding betas is pretty easy. All you have to do is have a tank set up for breeding. Take the male, put him in the tank. Take the female. A lot of people like to use a clear cup, for them to get acquainted with each other. You don't necessarily have to, but that can prevent fighting. But only add the female after he has built a bubble nest. That's important. Once the bubble nest is built, you add the female, get them acquainted, release her, let them do their thing. Once you've noticed that once she lays the eggs, he'll take the eggs, put them in the bubble nest, and he'll make sure the fry stays in the bubble nest. And I've heard some people say that once you need to remove the female because she may eat them, and then after a week or so, remove the male. I've heard other people say that you can just raise them in the tank and you don't have to worry about it. My bet is they're still juveniles, so I can't tell you from experience on that because, well, my little guy, he hasn't blown a bubble nest yet, and my girls aren't ready. So I'll know probably in a few months. Let's see what else we got in the chat here. Wow, 100 rice fish. Will you have different colors? Eventually I will, but what I want to do is I want to have a vat for each color. I want to start out with this one because it is my all-time favorite color, and then move to the different ones. Probably once I get a vat of these going, I may go to the bluish black ones. They have like blue specks. I can't remember their name, but they're beautiful fish. Fish Keeping 2 says, can you do a tour of your aquariums in a video? Actually, you know, that's really what I need to do one day, is actually sit down and do a full fish room tour. And actually, that's a good idea for the next live stream, because it's already 4:11, so I'm going to have to go pretty soon, eat, and start getting ready for tonight. But yeah, I'll work on that. I'll work on getting a video together for you guys of each tank and doing a full tour. It's probably going to be a long video, but it'll be a pretty good one. Bear says, oh yeah, got that big old tank for a pond a while back. Oh yeah, so it's going to be fun. Joy says, I've seen videos of rice fish in large plant pots, which has frozen over the top, and they were all fine all winter. Yes, that's one of the reasons I love rice fish, is they are hardy. I mean, these guys right here, with as little as they are, I mean, rice fish are tiny, guys. You can see that. They are tiny, but they're very hardy. They can survive, like was said, with freezing temperatures. And they can also survive all the way up to 104-degree temperature water. So these are like the perfect Florida fish, at least for where I live, because we usually don't get heavy frosts, but we do get a lot of heat. And I mean a lot of heat. Last summer, it got up to 110. So wherever I do put the pond for those guys, I'm going to make sure that it's in partial shade, not full sun. Actually, what I need to do, I need to experiment with it. And actually, before I put fish in it, let it get to 110 this summer. And then put a thermometer in it and see, does the water actually get 110? Don't know. Air temperature and water temperature may be two different things. And that's just something I've got to keep in mind when I set it up. And I'm probably overthinking it, knowing me. It would probably already be set up by now if I didn't overthink it. But I figure it's better to overthink it in the start than to regret it later. Mike says, by the way, you can use pool filter sand from Home Depot. Can you use pool filter sand from Home Depot? Absolutely. Any pool filter sand you can use. I've used pool filter sand from Home Depot. I've used it from the pool place. I've used it from Ace Hardware. It all works the same. Pool filter sand is my favorite sand because you don't have to worry about being careful and mixing it up. You don't have to worry about washing it. You just dump it in there and just go about your business with it. Victor C says, thanks for live streaming. Hey, thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. I'm working on building my watch hours. And I'm going to try to do more and more of these streams. But it all depends on what I'm doing that day at work. Because after work, some days I want to live stream. Other days I'm like, okay, it's time to go vegetate with the family. So it depends on what I'm doing. See if we got one more comment on here. Let's see, no, we got two more. Mike says, I've heard you could. Yes, you can definitely use pool filter sand from Home Depot. It works great. Bear says, I think I need them because it gets cold. The last summer was 108 here. So my last attempt with a stock tank pond didn't last. Yeah, that is my worry here as well, because sometimes we do get 110 degrees. And when it gets that hot, how hot's the water temperature? With these guys, they can survive up to 104, but past that, it would not be safe for them. It would severely stress them. Which I think, let's face it, it severely stresses us when it's over 104 degrees, let alone the fish. But I just got to find the right spot, do a little bit of experimenting, and see what I can come up with. Well, until it's already 4:15, guys, I've got to run, have some dinner with the family, and I hope to see you guys tonight on the live stream. Remember, we're going to be doing show and tell, me and Father Fish this evening, and all you got to do is click the pin link to be able to come up and show us what you're working on. I would love to see the tanks that everybody here is working on so we can all share our love of fish keeping. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Catch you next time. Bye.